I'm Sava and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be making Loukoumades. But before we get into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss another one of my videos. Alright, let's get started. So Loukoumades are definitely a Greek family tradition in my family. My Yia Yia makes them all the time and we just die every time she makes them. You can think of these as kind of like zeppoles. If you're Italian, that's what I tell all my American friends. But they're just delicious Greek donuts. Now they're going to be super golden brown and crispy on the outside and nice and light and fluffy on the inside. So all you're going to need to make Loukoumades are some either vegetable oil or canola oil for frying. You're going to need some yeast, some lukewarm water, salt, sugar, some flour. Now for the topping, you're going to want to, in my family, we use cinnamon, honey, powdered sugar, and sesame seeds. But that topping is really up to you. I know some people like to use chocolate or walnuts or different things like that. It's really up to you. So as always with any type of dough, the first thing you're going to want to do is take care of the yeast. So you're going to want to take a bowl with your lukewarm water, and then you're going to want to take your salt and your yeast. So for this recipe, I'm going to be using a 1.5 packs. That's because I have the active dry yeast that's fast rising. Okay, so I'm just going to take the 1 packet and then take about half of the other one. So you're just going to want to dissolve this into the water, and then you're going to want to wait till this foams up, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I just went ahead and just moved that mixture into a smaller bowl because I want to use that bigger bowl for the actual dough. So it's really important the temperature of your water when you're trying to make a dough. You don't want it to be too cold because then it's just going to take forever to foam up or rise, and you don't want it to be too hot because you're just going to kill off the yeast. And for the amount of water that you're going to want to use, so for my packet, it's the active dry fast rising yeast, so you're just going to want to use 1 cup of lukewarm water for every packet. So that's why I did a 1.5 cups because I used 1.5 packets. So don't worry, we're just going to wait about 10 minutes for this to foam up, and then I'm going to show you what to do next. The longest part is just waiting for the dough to rise. It's going to be about 1 hour to 2 hours. Okay, so now that our yeast has foamed up, it's time to add some of the other ingredients. So we're going to add our flour. I'm going to start off with 3 cups. If we need more, you can use another one. And then we're going to have our sugar. And then we're going to pour in our yeast mixture. Okay, so I'm just going to start mixing this until we get a dough-like consistency. Now if it's too stiff, you're just going to want to add some more water, and if it's too watery, you're just going to want to add some more flour. Okay, so now this is where you're going to want to add your other cup of warm water. Now you want this dough to be loose and sticky, not firm. So if it is still too firm, you're just going to want to add some more water. Okay, so I'm just going to add another cup or so of flour because mine is still a little bit too watery. Okay, so now that we have our dough, you should be looking something like this. So you definitely want to make sure it's still sticky and light. You don't want anything dense and like a cookie dough or something like that. Then you definitely need to add more water. So all we're going to do now is just wrap our bowl with plastic wrap, and then take a damp paper towel or just normal cotton towel and put that over. And then we're just going to leave this in a warm place for about 1 hour or 2. Now you'll definitely know when your dough is ready when it starts to rise and you see the bubbles forming on top. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Okay, so now we're back and it's time to check up on our dough. Let's see. There you go. So it should still be a little bit watery, and I don't want to say watery, more soft. So See how it's jiggling around a little bit like that? But it's definitely doubled in size. So now the next thing you're also going to want to do is prepare a plate or pan, whatever it is you want to use, with some paper towels just to soak up the excess oil after you're done frying. Okay, so next we're going to prepare our oil. So you're just going to want to take a pot and fill it up to about 1/4 of the way. Now you want to make sure this is going to be a pot that's obviously deep enough but wide enough to fit about 8 to 10 of these little donut holes. So then you're going to want to heat up the oil just until it starts bubbling at the bottom if you put a skewer or a spoon or something in there. And then what you're going to want to do is take a spoon or an ice cream scoop, or you can even use your hands, and you're just going to want to drop a ball or drop the balls of dough into your pot and then just wait for them to kind of get a golden brown. You're just going to want to flip them a little bit with a slotted spoon until they're ready to go. And then we're just going to take them out, put them into our tray or plate that's lined with paper towels, and then we'll get ready to use our toppings. Okay, so this is where you're going to want to have your hair up if it isn't already. Now, if you have a thermometer, use it. I have mine just propped up in here. You don't want it to be touching the bottom of the pan because that's not going to be an accurate measurement of the oil that's inside of it. It's going to be a measurement of how hot the pan is all the way at the bottom touching the flame. So you're just going to want to fill your pot with like about 1/4 of the way with some oil, and you're going to want to heat that up. So the happy medium is going to be 360 degrees Fahrenheit, but you can bounce between 355 and 365. So you're just going to want to adjust your heat to make sure you're within that range. So like I said before, another way to test if your oil is hot enough is you can either put a wooden spoon or a skewer inside the pot and see if little bubbles come up. That's when you know if you don't have a thermometer. Okay, so our oil is heated up. So now what you're going to want to do is take like I said, either your hands, and you can either squish the dough in your hands and let the dough come out of the part where your thumb is and your pinky, and just take that ball, take your spoon. You can use a spoon like this, or you can use an ice cream scooper, whatever is easier for you, and you're just going to plop that right into the dough, into the oil. Okay, and you're going to want to have about 8 to 10 of these in your pot, or whatever can fit without it being too overcrowded, because you definitely don't want that. And then you're just going to take a slotted spoon, and then you're just going to want to flip them around a little bit so that they cook evenly, and you're just going to do this until they're a nice light golden brown, and then you're literally done. So good. I'm just going to do, I have 4 of them in here right now. I'm just going to do a couple of them at a time just because I'm filming, and I just want to make sure these are all going to cook evenly and not burn while I'm trying to get little clips of everything for you guys. But you can definitely just fill up the pot, or it's actually, usually in our tradition in our family, you have 2 people making them, so if you have another buddy to make this with you, that would be fun as well. I'm so excited. Okay, so then once they've gotten to a nice golden brown, you're just going to want to take the slotted spoon and take your plate or tray, whatever it is that you have, that's lined with your paper towels, and then you're just going to want to put them right on top. Oh, looks so good. So you're just going to want to keep doing this until you don't have any dough left, and you're going to want to try and make all of the donuts the same size so they all cook nice and evenly. Now, my cousin Maria already mentioned to me, oh, why are you doing your Loukoumades recipe? Like, that's not like super healthy like all the videos that I usually post on my channel. But, I mean, everybody eats bad sometimes or has a nice dessert or a treat. Doesn't mean everything has to be healthy that you eat. That's just not realistic. So I think it's important to show just everything that everybody's going to eat and some tradition along as well. Okay, so our loukoumades are out of the pot and all done frying. So now the toppings. Everybody kind of does their own thing when it comes to this, as I've noticed on the different islands. Some people like to use chocolate, some people like to use different nuts and different things like that. So the way we do it is we just put some honey on top. Just sprinkle it around like this. Then we use some cinnamon and some powdered sugar. And then we just sprinkle the rest with some sesame seeds. Okay, so now for the cinnamon and some sesame seeds. Now you can use one of these, all of these. You can add nuts, you can add chocolate. Like I said before, it's really your own personal preference. This is just the way my Yia makes them. So that's the way I like them. Okay, so now it's time for my favorite part, to taste it. Oh my god, that's so good, you guys. I would have to say that it's maybe just as good as my grandma's, but don't tell her that. Okay, well that's all I have for this video, you guys. I hope you liked it and I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to give me your feedback in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss another one of my videos. If you want to get my exclusive nutrition tips, healthy food recommendations, and delicious recipes just like this one, then make sure you head over to my description box, click the link, and join the fam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.